Go. Okay, we are live, guys. We are live. All right.
Hey.
All right, fellas. Welcome back to another episode of Dungeons and Dragons with us. To all you viewers out there, thanks for watching. So, let's once again go around the table, names and characters. Starting over here.
Jorgensen. Where should I look?
That way.
Okay. Jorgensen, I'm a dwarf, mountain dwarf, and a bard. Hey.
Sir Maynard, a Eldritch Knight fighter, human. I am now a high elf. My name is Buddy.
Buddy, what?
Oh, Buddy Jones. And I'm from Lycesium.
Nice. All right.
Hi, I'm Elodia. I am a half-elf ranger, beastmaster. I have with me a sweet little barn owl named Percy as my little animal friend. So
I'm Endurance. I'm a tiefling druid.
And I'm your DM, Emma. Nice to meet you guys. That was weird. What? Will you give me your Wi-Fi, please?
oh, yeah. Here, give me.
Oh wait, don't look at these secret things. Okay, now you can look at it. Okay. All right,
Well, you know what?
fellas.
Keep it over there. Okay, never mind.
All right, guys. Last time, what happened? Can we get a brief recap of what happened last time?
What happened last time? There was a house on fire. Nothing but
So last time we had just gotten out of the temple, and let's see, what did we do first? We came back in Mishra's shop
Yeah.
with Carovian
Jeez, yep.
and Alune, and Carovian was still in love with Elodia.
Yep.
And so
Fun.
and we used him to our advantage to make us money.
Some stealing nefarious.
Nefarious
Man of
ways.
night. And then a guy showed up saying like he was fulfilling Jorgensen's wish. He's gonna be his escort to the mountains. And then Alune offered if any of us wanted to join her to go to the Vander's College, Cleric College.
Ilijan, the city.
Yeah, Ilijan and stuff. And Sir Maynard was very tempted. And then he ended up deciding not going, but Malleotis did. just left us. And then we got in the carriage or wagon on the way to the mountains. And then at night passed by a large explosion of a house. And we found out it was Buddy, and we rescued him, and it was because an experiment went wrong and totally destroyed everything he owned,
Yep.
except his weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
So then we made it to the mountains.
Sort of. So,
Sort of.
I'll fill in a few of the gaps here. So, Malleotis has made his exit. You guys are now traveling. It's all you guys plus Mishra. Along the way, you guys encountered Buddy, like we said. You pulled him out of an inferno because his house was lit on fire after we said an experiment gone wrong. And he awoke in your carriage, and you kind of got to meet him a little bit, and he had something a little special about him. Had your little ring situation going on, right?
Artillerist.
Yeah.
Doesn't he have Marvin? He
Yeah.
has like a soul servant.
Yeah, exactly. He kind of has like this. Would you like to explain, Marvin? Yeah. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
he's like a soul creature. Like if he dies, he'd just like go into my rings, so I can just like summon him, basically whenever I want to. He kind of helped me with a lot of my experiments and stuff. So yeah, he's just
Yeah.
like an assistant basically.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So, So, You guys continue to ride onward, starting to get into some slightly more mountainous terrain. And it begins to get a little bit drier as you travel out. And eventually you kind of come to, you're crossing through what's essentially a pass through a little bit more mountainous regions here. What?
No.
Okay. So you continue on through there and you get kind of to an entrance of sorts, and beyond it you notice that there's like a town and whatnot, but you kind of are stopped here. This is the village of Natero, and very long ago Jorgensen has been here, but very, very long ago. So I guess we'll just have to see what happens there. So you guys get to this town, and you are up here at some gates, and as you roll up, you notice that there are a couple people kind of standing in front of the gate, but yeah, it's this place. The gates are not
Are they
at
closed
all.
or open?
Oh, they're closed, but they're not at all very well put together. If I'm thinking this is very like Gerudo Valley-esque looking. If you guys from like from Legend of Zelda, it's like kind of slightly deserty. Like it's kind of everything's kind of put together like it used to be something kind of great, but now it's
Okay.
just like a bunch of like wooden stuff kind of stitched together to be this big gate. It's not a very well established place, but yeah. So those are the gates you see when you roll up.
And so we're not in the wagon.
You are.
Are
I was
we
gonna
going to be
say.
kicked out at this town? By,
I thought.
or do we ask the Met?
I remember
Just
him
find out. I mean, you
like,
kinda stopped right here,
wagon
like,
and him going poof.
Disappearing, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought
Hmm.
he went poof.
Oh,
He did
okay.
go
that
poof.
Yeah,
probably
he
did happen.
teleported and we were mad because
He could have done that to everybody. Like, he
Yeah.
could've
Yeah,
just
we're all
snapped
thinking,
his fingers.
like, dude,
That probably did happen. Hold on, let me get some music going.
that's here.
so I'm sensing these people. So is it nighttime or daytime? What are we looking at? Here?
It is daytime presently. Yeah.
Is it
so
dawn?
It's like probably like 9 o'clock in the morning. You guys been riding for a while.
There should be no reason that
Are
these
there?
gates should be closed. Because I'm thinking curfew. They usually curfew open.
Maybe.
One would think.
Could mean that something terrible has happened. Are there people in the town, or do we just not know? because
Well,
we're
there's
not
people
inside?
outside the gate. We can see.
Okay.
I've worked nocturnal, or are they like, is there,
We have music.
oh,
I don't think so.
I have, that's
It's
the
not
only thing.
playing right
It's not playing on the. What?
I'm
This
sure
is the
some
stupidest thing.
of them are.
Yeah,
The ones
well,
that work in the mines.
Yeah,
they're
when you're
just
in a
like,
mountain, I don't think you're really able
Is
to
it
tell the
on?
difference, so.
Day is night, night
There's
is
a
day.
red. There's a red.
They have curfew in the daytime.
Can't eat bats though.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, guys.
It's definitely on.
Talk amongst yourselves, guys.
There are people. So, any theories as to why these gates are not open?
Could mean the place has been recently under siege. That's what most of the time. Or could mean there's a political problem.
Oh no.
Does there tend to be a lot of political problems amongst the dwarves, or?
Not necessarily. No, it's more. If there was, might makes right in this town usually. So that would be swiftly handled.
So the people that are standing in front of the gates, you notice, are very tall people, not
Not dwarves.
dwarf looking.
Oh.
But as you guys kind of stop in front of the gates, the little kind of thing opened, and like the guy that was driving you, we're gonna kind of backtrack a little bit and pretend he didn't just poof out of there. All right. So he opens the little slide, and he says, "Yes, we have arrived at as far as I'm going to take you. You have a little bit of ways to go, but this is as far as I will take you."
How far is a little ways?
I don't know that.
You know how to get here.
I mean, I see mountains, therefore we must be close.
We're how far away are we from the real place? Are we supposed to know that? it's
You
going-
might know.
I might
It's
know.
probably, yeah, you have probably like kind of vague recollections from the past. Maybe like half a day forward, maybe full day, something like that.
Okay. Well, it's half a day till we get there. Full day if we're really, really, really tired. I don't think we're very tired. I think we had a good night's sleep with Mishra's. But keep your eyes open, everyone, because there's never been a place more full of hive of scum and villainy than this place, in these parts, in my home, close to my home, anyways.
Oh dear.
So you guys have just been chilling here. And so you kind of like peek your head out the window and you notice that one of these guards approaches your wagon. And so the guy that's driving your wagon kind of closes it back and he starts conversing with the guard, a very tall guard. The guard, as they approach, very tall, kind of a almost like ashen skin tone, very muscly, very bulky, stands well above any of you. Like a good, like, probably 6.5 feet tall, something like that. Wearing some kind of like very, not the cleanest looking garb, not the cleanest, kind of some real light, just kind of cloth situation. And you see this like giant like axe strapped to this guy's back. Minimal hair situation right now, but kind of looks burly and not the most friendly maybe.
What is he talking about with our driver?
Wait, is it in common?
Pop your head out.
Can we listen?
Sure. So you just hear him kind of say, "Hey, hey, could I help you?" And your driver says, "Yes, I am just here to drop off some people." And he says, "Well, not merchants?" And you can hear your driver say, "No, sir, absolutely not." And so the guard kind of walks up and looks into your carriage, like through the window. And he like doesn't even like take the time to be polite. He opens your carriage door and just like looks at all of you.
Hello.
"What business do you have here?"
We are just passing our way through, trying to get to a destination. Currently, our route goes through this town.
I assume you have payment then?
Payment?
Yes, this is a toll. Toll gates.
How much is the toll?
Well, it depends what you've got. We like to take inventory. What do you guys have?
I don't feel like this is an official toll village.
It's official for this town, man.
What sort of town is this?
I have 2 gold, take it or leave it.
No, you're supposed to say 1 copper gold.
Oh.
The 2 copper.
He just kind of like leans back and chuckles. He's like, you're gonna have to have a little bit more than that." And he kind of looks at you guys and says, "You bunch look like you might have some gold, or maybe some other things of value."
Who do you answer to?
Who do I answer to? Why does that concern you? You're passing through our town.
More importantly,
Whose town is it?
This is our town.
more importantly, how much are you paid on an hourly basis?
Are you getting minimum wage, sir?
What if we say that we can give you 10 hours of wages? How much are you paid? Depending on how much you are paid. Depending on how much you are paid per hour.
And he kind of looks at you and he's like, "Are you trying to buy me out?"
That's one way of putting it, sir. I wouldn't use that terminology, but
These are my friends, and we just want to come back. I am from the mountains, and I'm just trying to see some familial relations.
Well, you're not going to see any relations if you don't pay up a little.
Does anybody have good persuasion? Charisma?
I think I have that.
Would you like to try?
Sure.
no charisma.
Listen, I don't really appreciate you guys trying to buy me out like that. I'm here to do my job.
Do I need more luck potions?
Listen,
no, you're the one.
We're just passing through.
And I'm not going through that experience.
We will be out of here in no time. It's just a one-time trip. You don't have to worry about it. We're harmless. Look at us.
Very harmless.
Harmless or not, orders are orders. payment or you're not getting through.
Can I do a
Whose
charisma?
orders?
Sure, go ahead, do persuasion.
What
What are you
is
gonna
it?
say to him?
D18,
D20.
D20. These are not the droids you're looking for. 20.
What are you saying to this guy?
These are not the droids you're looking for.
Why weary?
I mean,
And he just kind of like looks at you and he's like, okay.
oh wait, no. Can I change what I want to do? Can we get Buddy to whip out his gun? I know it's not persuade. I mean, that's sort of persuasion, right?
But that's like an intimidation.
That is an intimidation,
No,
and
no,
I would
just-
have to roll again. Never mind. Continue on.
You could
You could say like,
You could do intimidation.
like,
Oh my gosh.
you know, we're harmless. We're just trying to get through.
That's true. I could say that.
Kind of repeat what
Yeah.
Nadard said, or you could say something along those lines.
Okay. We're harmless, just trying to get through, and I'm just trying to visit some family. And I've got some friends who I feel are family. So if you could let us by, that'd be very nice.
Gonna see family up in the mountains, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you from?
I'm from the mountains.
Well, mountain folk gotta stick with mountain folk, I guess. Well, are all you guys going to see familial relations up in the mountains?
Absolutely.
Yes.
May not be related by blood.
My
We-
father was a dwarf.
Alright.
Of course he was.
Well, well, I guess, listen, I know how it can be sometimes. Plus, it's hard to traverse this path. So you guys just really must mean it. I mean, listen. Don't let anybody know that I just let you through without payment, okay?
Yep.
I could get into a lot of trouble for that,
Yep.
but I'll let you go.
You have our word.
Alright. Enjoy your time in Netero.
You're so kind.
I don't want to hear that. And so, he walks off and he kind of waves at the other guard, and you see the doors begin to like, they're just like these gross looking wooden doors kind of like splintering off at the top, and they just kind of, and so then your driver kind of opens the little thing and he said, "This is where I leave you. Get out of the carriage." And closes it back.
Wow.
Something tells me that something's not right in this town.
I would gather that.
I feel like nothing's really right about this town most of the time.
Oh.
Most people here are very harsh, harsher than people from my hometown, so
Are these,
definitely keep your eyes open.
Are these the non-rock magic people?
No, these are just
They have rock magic?
not quite, no. They're just people, just trying to get by, stealing,
No.
killing,
Oh.
you know.
No
So-
magic at all? Not even dirt magic?
I mean, if they do have
Gosh.
firebending, they do have magic, it's very little, and they definitely did not get it by legal means.
Oh. Well, I guess we better get out.
Yeah, I guess so.
Onwards. Nistra, how are you feeling?
I'm a little intimidated by what just happened.
We got silver-tongued Jorgensen on our side to get
Yeah.
past through anymore.
That is very helpful. I do like that. I was afraid I was going to have to part with my money. I didn't want to tell him how much I had.
Nor did I want to.
I have a lot of money.
You
though.
did?
I'll keep that to myself. Okay. And so the guy like opens the little slat up again. Are you going to get out or not?
Yes.
What are you doing, buddy? Are you gonna get out with us?
Sure. Yeah, I don't want to stay alone. This town seems kind of.
I'm not driving anyone
Sketchy.
else anywhere else. So unless you want to be blinked into another
Okay.
dimension, get out of my
I
carriage.
shall keep my feet.
Gather Percy up, and I step out of the carriage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody out of the carriage.
Out
I'll
of
stay in.
Alright, this adventure's taking a new turn. Okay, so you guys all step out of the carriage. And as you step out, now this is the part where the carriage just kind of like you see kind of in a similar fashion where he disappeared previously. Your carriage driver disappeared previously. It's just kind of in like a big like whirlwind of purple. It just kind of blinks out of existence. So, how do you proceed?
Well,
So you said it was about half a day's walk
Mm-hmm.
to the actual mountains,
I
the
don't-
mountains.
Yes. For which I hail yes.
I will draw a picture of it. Continue.
The name of the place that I'm
What do we
from.
see in front of us?
It's up to you.
What do we see in front of us?
It's
Like,
just-
as far as
Yeah.
the town.
Yeah.
Yeah, what does
Narnia.
it look like? Is it like a
Let's
is it like
go.
a western town, like
It looks like
wooden buildings?
terrible.
Cowboy.
This place looks
Hovels.
awful. Okay, so you walk in, and so you have like these giant canyon faces up on the side, and that's kind of like the way you entered, which is like this kind of like canyon pass all the way up to the gates.
Mhm.
Gates look like trash. We know that. So then it opens up, and you can see the canyon faces like open up wide. And this entire place is kind of just like surrounded by canyon face, and it's like they built it kind of in this almost like crater looking situation.
Okay.
So you notice that in some of the cliff faces, it's almost like they carved out some buildings in some of those places. But then also, as you kind of proceed forward, it's almost like the lower part, the bottom of the crater, has lots of wooden buildings, kind of less nice looking areas. You can almost see in some of the cliff face buildings that they all have like, you know, flower boxes on the outside, just a little, and maybe just a few kind of like rugs draped over, tapestries or something to kind of just like decorate it. But everything that's on kind of the surface of this place, it just looks kind of gross and not great. And as you continue forward, in kind of the center of this crater is this just very deep pit, and you can see kind of scaffolding coming out and like down into it and kind of up from the top, and you see lots of kind of tools around the rim of this thing. It looks like they're basically mining that out, and you can see people kind of coming up and down the scaffolding. Now, you notice that most of the residents kind of in this area are not tall like the guards you saw. They are small people. They look like they're humans, dwarves, or some hybrid of both. And so that's what you guys see walking into this.
Is it like a bustling town, sort of?
Yeah, so there's a good amount of people that are working kind of in that central pit situation, and you can see people kind of moving back and forth. This place looks pretty big. Like, this is probably a town of about, like, just the amount of people you see kind of out and about 300-500. There's a good amount. Now, let me kind of draw a little mappy situation here. Now, something else you notice. So if this is our map here. This is where you came in. This is kind of the pit in the middle. You can't really see what's up in here. It's like this is like buildings and stuff and almost like giant cave situations. But up here on this cliff, like at the top of the cliff, there's a giant like fortress looking thing.
ooh.
And you can see hanging down, like this is a cliff face and sitting on top of the cliff face. Hanging from the cliff face are like 3 bodies with bags over their heads, like
Hung?
strung up up against this cliff face.
I really don't like this town.
Ooh. Interesting.
So we need to know which direction to go in. So I say we maybe find somebody friendly who can direct us if we can. I don't know. This place doesn't seem very welcoming.
Should maybe stay clear of the bodies and the place where the bodies are.
I agree with
Bingo.
that. Yes.
Very wise observation.
We could go to the pit of people working and ask them if they would help us but there's no guarantee, and Mishra should probably give the money to Sir Maynard because you will get pickpocketed very
I'll
soon.
get pickpocketed. I
Yes.
don't want that.
Yes. Yes, I would agree. Whoever's the most adept at doing with pickpockets should definitely plan.
I should also suggest we stay away from the ashen, tall, intimidating people. Just because they seem like very greedy
Yes.
Mhm.
or looking
Will
for things
say.
to steal.
Although I am strong, I have the lowest wisdom out of all of us.
Wait!
So my perception is
Oh.
a -1.
Sir Maynard, I thought you had a monocle. Is that why you have a
I'm
monocle?
intelligent,
Wisdom.
not wise.
Oh.
Oh, man.
I have wisdom.
7.
My wisdom is 14. I'm a plus.
Whoa, what is
Oh.
Yeah.
mine? Okay,
Okay.
My
mine's a
wisdom is an 8.
17.
Oh my
10.
gosh. You poor man.
What's
Should-
yours?
Okay,
12 plus
so I guess one of us who has some street smarts about them should keep the coin just because pure observation.
I mean, I.
Don't take offense, Sir Maynard.
No offense.
No.
Well,
I'm
I
fine.
mean, I have horns, I'm relatively tall, and I also have a tail. I don't know if that would make anybody not want to pickpocket me as much as the rest of you, but something to consider.
Intimidation and wisdom, definitely.
Yeah. So can we give the coins to her?
Sure, you now are in possession of 120 gold pieces. Yeah, hefty, right?
Right.
Okay, so as you guys are kind of just chilling out here right at the entrance, you notice that there seems to be a large kind of, well, not like large, but about 6 of the guards, as well as one slightly larger, very well armed and perhaps slightly better dressed of the Ashen people, kind of with this like shaggy mess of blonde hair and perhaps an even larger like battle axe strapped to his back, and kind of some like pauldron situations going on. He looks like slightly better armed than everybody. You see him and about 6 guards walking through the town and kind of like banging on some of the doors, and they kind of have this wagon behind them, and you see on this wagon are just like a bunch of items, tons of items, and you see them like open up, and so like one of the guards is doing kind of the talking, and do you have your weekly payment? And then you see kind of one of this like dwarven woman kind of shuddering, and she's like, yes, just a moment, I will go fetch it. And so she kind of runs to the back, and you see she comes out and she presents this like pot to him, and he's like, do you really think this is worth anything? And she's like, please, this is, I don't have much left, please just take this. And so you see him kind of like push her aside and like walk into her house, and yeah, so that's kind of the scene you guys are noticing. And everybody kind of in the town, everybody that's kind of working or just kind of walking around, they're doing their best just to kind of like avoid eye contact with the guards and everything. And you see a couple of them kind of start to like notice you guys, because you guys look a little different, especially you. Yeah, especially you. But they kind of like, you kind of maybe see if you like whisper to each other and things like that. But so that's the scene presently, and so you see this giant man. He like ducks out the doorway and comes back out holding like a couple pots and like a little bit of silver. And she's just like wailing. She's just like, please, I need these items to stretch out among several weeks, otherwise I won't have anything to give you. And he's like, do you think that matters? Do you really think that matters? And he just like takes the stuff and loads it back on the wagon and keeps going, and they're making their rounds to all the kind of like little wooden buildings down there.
Does this place normally have these people?
You don't
I
remember
can't
them.
remember.
You don't remember them.
I don't remember. I've only gone through this place within a day, less than a day. This is a stop amongst the last stop before leaving the mountains.
But you don't recall the gating like it is now, like
Yeah.
the toll.
It used to be a better, more thriving place, but
Interesting.
it would seem that the Scum and Villainy have taken more of a foothold in the city, definitely.
definitely have an issue of classism going on here. I'm assuming whoever's in the fortress out there has something to do with this, if not all to do with this.
Is there like a tavern
Yeah,
or
where we can find information.
There's definitely like you can see some like small little shoppy looking areas. And you're gonna do a little investigation. You're gonna do a little chatting. How you gonna find it here?
whatever the places are? Do we see any signs or
You might have to
anything?
do a little walking around, but if you do a little walking around, eventually.
I'm gonna walk. Let's walk further in.
Yeah.
I agree.
So this place like it's pretty like lengthwise from like the canyon to canyon situation. It's probably the length of like 3-4 football fields. So like this is a pretty big area down here. So as you kind of like walk around and check it out, you know, you do find a place that seems to be some sort of restaurant or something called Red Rock.
A restaurant. Would you guys like to investigate here? Maybe ask some of the locals where we can continue on, journey on.
That would be a good idea.
Yes, but you never ask. Need time.
Let's
go.
You whip out your jug.
Yeah,
Like Kylo Ren.
yeah.
Out of thin air.
2 jokes shoot out of 2 sides. Just a whole set.
Yep.
Shots
Oh
and
my
stuff.
gosh. So, you guys enter this place, and it looks kind of like almost a old Western saloon because it's just real dusty and gross in there. Like this whole entire town is just covered in a layer of just like dust. So you walk in, and it's kind of dead in there. Everybody's kind of keeping to themselves. You've got kind of a bar in the back. You see a guy kind of chilling back there with like this. He's a dwarven man, but it looks like also he might have some human blood because he looks slightly taller in stature. But he's got like this cute little mustache. But he looks like a young man, about 25, whatever, kind of like a black ponytail situation. Yeah.
Aragorn?
Sure. But he's just back there kind of chatting to a few patrons at the bar.
I'm going to approach him.
Oh,
I'm gonna say, "How's the weather up there?" And then I'm gonna sit on. Are there seats where the
Yeah,
bar
yeah,
is?
yeah.
I'm gonna sit on the seat, and then it'll get me like up to here to him. And then I'm gonna ask, be like, "Barmaid, mead now." I mean, if possible.
Sure, yeah. And he kind of turns it around and fills you up a little something and sets it down and kind of gives you a weird look.
I'm not gonna ask his name. I'm just gonna be like, "So, what do you do for a living?"
I work at this restaurant. I mean, what do you do for a living?
Mostly bar hop. Definitely.
Oh, yeah?
Bard on the side.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you guys? I don't recognize any of you.
These are my family, not by blood, but we've shed a lot of blood together.
Oh, okay. Can I get any of you guys anything?
I'll take a mead.
Alright. Anybody else? Anything?
I will also take a mead.
Alright.
I will remain sane of mind.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You have some cheese.
You guys must not be from around here. We don't exactly get milk shipments up here.
Oh. How about bread?
Yeah, I can get you some bread.
Okay,
Yeah.
some bread.
Did you want anything to drink with your bread, or just bread? Did you want a meal with your bread or anything?
Roll of cheese, just a giant
All right.
wheel of cheese.
Okay.
So good.
So he kind of turns around and just like, kind of a little weirded out by you guys, and kind of, you know, gets a couple cups for you and slides them around and goes over and just like pulls out a loaf of bread and just kind of looks at it.
So we're not talking to the dude at the bar. We're talking to the person
That's running it.
that's
yeah.
running it. Okay, cool. Is it a barmaid or is it bar?
It's a dude. It's the
It's
guy
a
with
Marcy,
the
it's the
ponytail.
mustache.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Mustache man.
Yeah.
I guess I've got the drink now.
Yeah, you've got your drink.
All right, I'm gonna chug. All right, because he's an animal and he doesn't, he's a party animal and he can't be stopped. So he drinks it and he chugs it and he's like, good mead, and then he's like, but I think I should stop. And then he puts it down. So he's like, so what's up with those dead bodies out there?
Well, first off, that's going to be 5 gold apiece for your meads and 2 gold for your bread.
Bruh.
Second off, what is there to know? It's just debtors. What do you want to know?
We've noticed that there seems to be some trouble, at least with debt collecting. We witnessed one poor little dwarven woman who couldn't pay. Has this been going on for a long time?
Why do you guys care? You're just passing through here, aren't you?
True, but we happen to notice it. Do we have to be wary of anything or vigilant because of this?
I mean, as long as you pay up, it doesn't matter.
But we're not from this town, so why would we want to pay?
Because you have to if you want to go anywhere. Come in, come out, buy anything, sell anything, you gotta pay. I mean, that's just how it is here.
What if one refuses? Ends up
Yeah. Not exactly a pretty sight for you if you don't want to, but
Who's in charge of this town?
I mean, I think we don't exactly have one person in charge, I suppose. If anybody's in charge, Harold, maybe? I don't know.
Does he live in that fortress?
Oh,
up
no,
there?
no. Harold is a good man. Harold's a good guy. He's kind of our rallier, I suppose. He's a good man. But the fortress up there, no, that's where the Bronze live. That's, yeah, you see these ash faces? That's them.
Hmm.